This conference will now be recorded. Some of the concept which I'm going to talk about, which is very important for your knowledge on Kubernetes and plus certifications also. What are this stuff? So some of the commands which kubectl enter. Now this command which I'm going to show you is this one. Okay. So these are the commands. Out of which this, just let's keep it out of it. And these are the commands. So today I'm going to teach you some of the commands which will help you to in terms of cluster management. So what is this command? So I think this is just the informational commands which will help you to get the information about the cluster, and it's running perfectly fine, and you can use it. So next command which you see that in this is top. So what is top? So top command will tell you your pod is utilizing how much of CPU and how much of RAM. So if I run this one, it will not work. Top, enter, and here it says you want to know the CPU resources utilization for the node or for the pod. So I'll say node, and now here there is a one error. Matrix API not available. Not available. So now here top pod, see your matrix API is not available. So what to do? So guys, this command will not work without there is one additional add-ons, and that is called metric server. Okay, please take a note of it. This you have to metric server. This is the product which is developed by Kubernetes community itself, and this is for basically gathering all the resource utilizations and all stuff like that, and inform the API server. Now because of this only there is one command called scale, kubectl auto scale. Let me show you here. So there is one command which is called scale right here. Where is that? Scale here, which I have used it in the service topic, but auto scale also you have it. Auto scale means automatically it will scale up or down. Which one? Replica set, deployment set, will send and out. So automatically it will go up and down. So now auto scale also will not work without this component. So always remember that metric server. Okay. So this component is external, not installed with the Kubernetes. So what we do in this case? So let me start this installations. So now this installations based on my memory, I think it will get failed, but anyways we'll try. Why it will get failed and we have to fix it, that anyways I'll do that. So mkdir 21 cd 21, and I'm going to apply this code. So this whole code is to be downloaded and run it as it is. Now this will be install the metric server component. Now I think it will fail based on my memory which I received. HTTPS certificate issues, because of that it will get failed. So no problem. So kubectl get pods -a, and now where is the metric server? This is the kube system. So let's check it out. Here -n is equal to kube system. So can we see that? Here it is, microservices. Now you see that 0 by 1. So right now it's not running. So I don't have a patience to wait for it. I'll go and see that. Describe this. So kubectl describe pod, and this one -n, and then kube system. So what exactly is doing? See here. Successfully assigned, pooling also has happened, pulled also, containers created, started also, but readiness prob is failed. Okay, readiness prob is failed. Now the question is what to do with this. So basically if you find out the readiness prob, you can see the logs also. I'm teaching you troubleshooting skills along with it. All the commands, you know that. So just you want to see the logs of that container pod. So here, oh, I'm doing some mistake. Log of that container, log site here, and here. So now here you see the metrics probe failed, cannot validate, and failed to scrap. There's some error, failed to probe. So basically container is running, but there is one probe which is attached to the container because of that it's failing. Now what is a probe? That is the next topic which I'll talk about it. But probe means you can say it's like a condition. Look at this here, kubectl get pods. So here you see the pod is running, that's a different thing, and it's a ready, that's a different thing. Okay, so pod is running is a different thing, ready is different thing. Running means as long as the container is running, but if it is ready or not depends on that application is ready to serve the request or not. Okay, so sometime what we do after running the container in the pod, we set some conditions. Okay, and that condition if it is passed then it will become ready. If the condition is missing automatically it will become ready. Okay, so that way. Are you understanding, all of you? All of you? Hello?
Yes, yes.
Yeah, okay. So now here this is the problem. So what to do? I think I have fixed this problem in the past also multiple times. So what I will do, I'll just copy this some text and go to the Google and put it in the curl and cite scmgalaxy.com. This is the, I mean, you can find on the internet also, that's not a big thing. But I have my own notes, so I'll recollect what exactly I did it. So these are the errors which I had it, and this is solutions. What I did, solutions, what I did, you need to add this file, okay, and modify this file, and you need to modify and add this line in this field, deployment.spec.template.spec.containers.org. Now either up to you do through the file and apply it, it's up to you, or you do what, directly you do that. So I am a lazy person, so you know that. So for that I am going to should I change this here in the container itself? So yes, describe editing. So here I am doing editing directly to API server, and I'll go and trace to the deployment dot. Okay, it's a deployment. Sorry, so it's a deployment. So I should not change the pod. So I should go and change the deployment. So I just go ahead and kubectl get deploy and -n kube system. Okay, you should not do the like this, but I can download the YAML and also I can do that, but it's up to you. I'm showing you all this. So go to this here now, deployment dot what, spec, which is somewhere down here, spec dot template somewhere here, dot spec again here, and dot containers here, and then dot args then here. So I got it. So here arguments I'm going to add it to this. So let's add this arguments. I never use a tab, okay, see YAML file, and carefully copy this whole line. This will basically non-HTTPS. Okay, so that's all, and save it, and it's edited. Now I want to see two systems that pod uh, is running or not. So here still it's coming, just wait for a few seconds and it should be okay. See, the container is running but it's not ready for doing that. So can we check one more time, and still is not changes. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to be ruthless with that, delete pod, this pod -n. This is just for the workaround, okay, this is not production advice or something like that. I delete that, automatically it will get created, and now you got this here, and now I'm going to describe this. So This is the new pod. Have to replace the name. And now see here. So far so good. Successfully container created started. So far so good. And still the validation has not come. Just wait for it. And still that. Oh, again it's failed. So maybe something is problem. So what I'll do, I'll just instead of modifying this one, what I'm going to do, I am going to delete this deployment. So how do I delete? You know that well. So copy and change the code itself. So delete, and here now I'm going to copy the code, download the code using this URL, this command. So wget download this, and after that I'm going to modify this code itself, same method which I talked about it. So go to spec. I thought it will be done, but I didn't see. So go to the deployment, this service, this is deployment, spec containers and arguments here. Let me get verified again. So this is the spec.containers.argument, containers.arguments. So which is here. So I should add something here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now copy. Same thing I'm doing. I thought it will work, but did not work. So no problem. Copy this code and make it non-HTTPS. And do I need to do anything else also? I think no. When I modify this code, you see the date, so I'll just remember that. I think July. So let me see if it's working. And now I am going to apply this code. So kubectl apply -f and component.yaml enter. And I'm hoping this time it should not be giving any surprises. So install this get bots, and I think I'll just wait for it and wait for it, and still yes, just wait for it. And now I have no patience, so I'll just describe the pod, see what is happening. So readiness prop should be okay. So readiness prop, now you are struggling with the readiness prop. I'll teach you what is a readiness prop. So container is started, but readiness prop has not been done. So maybe some deadline is set in that, like every 30 seconds or 1 minute, this should be done. So that is something which you need to look at the code and then find out. So started. I'm just checking, just wait for it. Still taking time. Taking too much. Wait for it. There's no other way. Meanwhile, you can check this code also. So these issues I fixed it long back, and I'm hoping this should be working because the error is same, so solution also will be same. So just wait for a few seconds. Change. So it's taking time. Okay, so done. I don't know what has happened, but it's running. So validations. Okay, I was expecting that here in an event. So in case of fail, in case of success, that will not come. Okay, so I was hitting at the wrong place. Here you have it's running, ready and running. So guys, did you understand that? How to troubleshoot, how to fix it? These all commands, you know that. Just you have to make use of it. Understood, all of you? Hello, hello.
Yeah. We can
Okay, okay.
we can
Yeah.
understand.
Yeah, so kubectl top command. Now you see the top node and see the utilizations of your node and look at the utilizations of pod. Now auto scaling also will work for you. See that. So monitoring is enabled now. Got it, all of you? Yeah. So guys, this is something which you have. So now you understood that this command also, how to make it working. Now there is one command which is called coden and uncoden, drain and tend. What exactly this? So guys, understand this way. There is a simple way to put it in this way. uh, Here you can make, read this here, you can make the node unschedulable. Okay, how to make it? Just coordinate. That means what will happen when you coordinate? That means the user pod will not get allocated to that particular node, will not be scheduled, basically not allocated, scheduled to that particular node. And when you make it, again you want to make it schedulable, then you have to uncoordinate. So where do you see that all options which you want to work on it? So here, if you work on this get nodes, and here I will go for the worker node, of course. So kubectl describe node, and this is the node, and here go up, little bit up, and here do you see that here? See, okay. And there's one more thing which I wanted to check this here, tent, which is for this schedulable false, unschedulable false. That means you can schedule that. Are you understanding it? Hello? So how do I work on it? So here I'll go to some command lines. I'll just copy paste. I don't want to think of these commands. So kubectl, just type unpardon. So this nice tutorial you'll get it. See here, schedulable, unschedulable, all these things you'll get it for sure. And then here I'm running this command. So here node get node describe node, all these things I did it. Now I'm going to run kubectl coordinate. So look at my screen here. Get nodes kubectl get kubectl coordinate. Spelling mistake, I don't want to do that. And the name of the node is this one. Mistake. Now if you see that, get nodes, describe the nodes, go to the describe nodes and go on top and see a unschedulable area which is somewhere here become true. That means you cannot schedule any pod to this. Okay, you cannot schedule any pod to that. Let me try. So go to Rajesh, here some pods file is there. Here it is, vi pod.yaml. This is coordinate demo. So CORDON, save it, kubectl apply -f Rajesh, not Rajesh, pod.yaml, and enter. And now if I see that, let me check this, kubectl get pods, and here you see this is where is it? See that is pending. Okay, is pending because there is no node available. If you go and describe that, there is no node available right now where the user spot can be scheduled. So if you don't want to enable it, that scheduling, so you can coordinate, and in order to uncoordinate, you know that. So here uncoordinate, and here I did it. And now if you see that, wait for a few seconds, see. So guys, are you understanding coordinate and uncoordinate, all of you?
So Rajesh, as soon as we make it like uncoordinate, so all the pending pods they will start initializing. Is it true?
Actually, in real time, I'll tell you. In the real time, you'll not be having only one user node. In real time, you'll have 10. So actually, the node where you have a cordon, that scheduling itself will not happen. Mind it. But other it will schedule to other available pod. But in this case, I have only one worker node actually. So it was waiting, and the moment the code node is available, schedule that to the node.
So the in
Are you
case of
understand?
multiple nodes, we don't need no this unscheduled things, sir.
No, sometime what you want, sometime you
Hmm.
want to have some nodes for the maintenance purpose. So you say, okay, whatever the pod is running, let it run and slowly uncordon that. So future pod will not be created. And after that, what you will do, you will run the draining. I'll need to tell you actually. You will run a draining. Draining will what happen? So whatever the pod it was running in that cordon one, you will the Kubernetes will transfer slowly to the other nodes actually. Okay, so that is the
Train
next
takes a
command.
lot of time.
Yeah.
It's a train.
Getting so some node if you want to maintain, you have to first cordon and then drain it. These are the two functions. Draining means whatever the pod it was running in the last node, it will slowly migrate to some other node which is available and which has uncordoned. Make sense?
So you will cordon the maintenance node and then you will drain it, right?
Drain it. Yes, that's correct.
Okay, okay, okay.
Okay, so now this is coded and uncoded. Now drain also, commands is very simple, though you have to you understand the use cases. So drain. So go for this. Where is the drain? Spelling mistake. So I had written drain. I must have written. So let me check where exactly. Here it is. So, oh, sorry, it's not there. But no problem. How do we drain it? So kubectl drain -h. Now, this is the simple way to get it the cheating done. So, see here. What you are doing? Drain. What is this foo? Anyone have idea what is a foo here?
Uh, it's an example, I think. Of we need
No,
to
no. What
put
is foo here? What is representing?
node.
All of you.
Yeah,
Node,
it's
yes,
a
it's a
node.
node.
It's a node.
Yeah, it's a node. It's a node. So kubectl drain which node? This node, and grace period for 900. This is in minutes. These are minutes. You want to do the forcefully? Then here it is. Okay. So after the codon and you will drain it. So automatically that don't have a many nodes actually, so I cannot play with it. So but yes, you will have to do that. You have to practice it with a two worker, so you will get it done.
Sir,
Okay.
when
So
you
now
make the
that
drain, okay,
yes.
when you
Yeah,
make the
go ahead.
drain, that the pod which is inside of that node, they are what will be their status?
Uh, See, automatically when you do drains, automatically, okay, let me do one thing. I don't have any a node, so
Because
when you make
sometimes
a
drain is
drain,
required. Yeah.
so when you make a drain, what will happen? Kubernetes will receive that instruction, whatever the pod is allocated to this node, transfer to one. So they will give you some status of it. What are the transfer reports? Okay, what has happened? And after that, once it's ready, once it's available with that, like drain has been successfully done, something like that.
So
What?
Rajesh, one question in general, like let's say if you have multiple nodes available, then where do
Hmm.
we make that setting? Like this pod is like we will schedule this pod on like these nodes. So where does
Okay, okay, okay.
that load balancing happens?
So understand this way. First statement, Kubernetes. First statement I'm making it. Kubernetes cluster you set it up, so you should not be you should not be affection. You should not creating affection to the node. Which node it will get deployed. You should not do that because that's job of the Kubernetes. Let them do that. That's one thing. So that job will be decided by scheduler. I hope you remember that. But there's sometime what happens, some pod you want some specific architecture actually, or some specific configuration of the node actually you want it, and you want to force that, okay, hey node, hey scheduler means Kubernetes, please deploy this pod only in a node where I have this resources. So that we call it a node selector option. That I'm not talking about right now, but just for answering that, you will specify in the your pod.yaml, this pod should be deployed in this node where the node selector is equal to this. All this parameter you can pass. So that I'll show you that. But option is node selector. Okay. Just take a note of it, personally. If you want to allocate some pod to certain specific node, the pod spec is node selector. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. So now what I was doing basically, so I was trying to help you with these commands. Now tent command. What is tent command? Tent command. It took me some time to understand, 3-4 years back. Now how to tell you? How to tell you? So tent means what? Uh, Tent means, let me show you the status first. So get nodes, describe uh, and node, and here look at this tent field first. This one, where is that? Here it is. So right now you have none. So here tent was none. But what are the other options you can have it? So here you can have a 3 options. So now let's get it first, those options. So where is the tent documents? Here it is. So tent and toleration. This is, slightly different, and you have to understand very carefully. If you not focusing, then it will be very difficult for you to. Guys, are you able to see my screen? All of you?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Hmm. So guys, understand this. What is the meaning of tent? So the meaning of tent means a trace of bad or undesirable substance or quality. That means tent means there is a we have like that you can say it's not suitable for the production or something like that. Okay, so you want to say, hey, it's a tented. Some of the nodes can be tented, can be spoiled, can be damaged, something like that, where you should not deploy, but you are not removing it, but you want to inform that, oh, this node is tented. So like that. So which are the which are the resources which can be used for? So following are the workload which run in the clustered node. These are the resources, of course. Now understand this way: when you submit a workload, the scheduler determines, schedule means Kubernetes scheduler, determine where to place the pod associated with the workload. I told you, you do not interfere in their scheduler work, so let them decide. But I told you also, node selector, you can influence that. So scheduler is free to place a pod on any node that satisfy the pod CPU memory and custom resource requirement which you set. So if your cluster runs any variety of workload, means pod, you might want to exercise some control over which workload can run on a particular pool of nodes. A node tent let you mark a node so that scheduler avoid. Please understand that. This is important line. A node tent let you mark a node so that a scheduler avoid or prevent using it for certain pods. See here, you can avoid, scheduler can avoid, scheduler can prevent to deploying that pod, scheduling the pod for that particular node only if it is tent is enabled. So complementary feature toleration lets you designate code that can be used for tented
Yeah.
nodes. So there's a confusion here. There is a one keyword which is called tent, and there is another keyword which you have a toleration. Okay, so please understand that there is one feature which is called tent, another feature which is called toleration. So tent you see for node, toleration, spelling mistake, toleration for pod spec. That means in a node you specify tent, and toleration you specify in the pod spec. So what is the tent? Tent means you are informing, hey, this node is having some problem, some issues. Okay, so you are specifying. So how do you specify? You have to enable that tent and 3 state of it. This is none right now, but what are the state you can enable? These are the things. These 3 things you can enable. So you can make it a tent no schedule, or you can say tent prefer no schedule, or you can say tent no execute. Very important. So you are informing scheduler, hey scheduler, while deploying the pod, please pods that do not tolerate this tent are not scheduled on this node. I don't know how many of you are understanding toleration. I'm not explaining you right now. I'll explain it to you in some time. But here you are saying no, do not schedule in this node. The node which has a tent enabled with no schedule, scheduler will not schedule the pod. But here there's one condition, until toleration. So toleration, just hold for it. Hold for a minute, I'll explain it. Now here prefer no schedule means tent is equal to prefer no schedule means Kubernetes avoids scheduling pod that do not tolerate this tent onto the node. So here you are saying, hey, please do not schedule. Or here you are saying prefer no schedule. That means I'll put it in this way. Here I'll put it in this way. Let's say if you want to come to my house, okay? So I'll say, hey, please do not come. So that is called please do not come. That means prefer no schedule. And here I'll say, hey, do not come. I'll not add please. So that is called no scheduling. Are you able to understand this, all of you? Hello?
Yes.
Okay. Now when you set the tent is equal to no execute, that means what will happen? You know, whatever pod which you are running earlier, pod is evicted from the node if running on the node, and it's not scheduled on the node if it is not at all running on the node. So very simple. So no execute means complete no. You close the door. Simple. So it's like this. Now, so you understood the tent, right? You have to set only 3 values: no schedule, prefer no schedule, and no execute. All of you? All of you?
So sir, like taint, like is it some kind of like memory or CPU, like
No,
some
no,
kind of
no,
threshold?
no.
Okay.
Tent is a some configuration for the node. I said node spec,
Yeah,
no?
I mean that spec is something like with respect to like what the specific specs are actually. Uh,
Spec
so
means, see, now you are
no, no,
asking the
I mean
questions
like
which is, this is,
no, no,
this is,
and I'm asking actually spec is actually something, some kind of configuration we are defining.
no, it's a field. It's a field.
Okay, only
Okay.
true, only a Boolean value, only a Boolean value, right?
No, no, spec will have hundreds of field. No,
Okay.
I think you have go to basic of YAML file. Everything will have a spec. No,
Yeah, no,
pod has spec.
spec is fine. Yeah,
Node
but
spec. I'm
within that
talking the
spec,
node spec.
what we're going to? Okay.
So node spec, there's a 2 value. Let me show you here. So earlier I explained you the spec of this one. Now I'm explaining you this one. What should be the value? So here I'm saying it should be 3 value, either no schedule, prefer no schedule, no execute. So this information for whom? Not for you, for scheduler. Okay.
Yeah, I
Okay.
understood. I
So
understood. Yeah.
yeah. So now toleration. So guys, what is toleration? So you specify toleration in the pod spec. I repeat, you specify the toleration in pod spec. So what exactly pod spec toleration is? Here pod spec, when you say toleration is equal to, in the, let's say there's a one pod you are creating, Rajesh pod, and in this you are setting the toleration X, Y, G node, or with 10 CPU. I'm just giving you example, or 4 GB RAM, something like a toleration. That means what you are saying, hey, Rajesh pod will deploy. Okay, what was that? I forgot that. Toleration, yeah. Toleration. So Rajesh pod will deploy, will tolerate which node? Which has a, this means specification. So here understand this way. I'll put it in a more simpler way. You are saying, you are saying, do not come. But what I am saying, I will come only to you. Okay, you are saying please do not come, but what I'm saying, I will come only to you, I will tolerate you. And here when you say no execute, that means no execute means shut down your door. So no matter whether I want it or not, I cannot come. So it's like that. So here what we are saying, please read this one more time. See here, pod that do not tolerate means pod will not, that do not tolerate this tent are not scheduled on this node. That means no, see in this when you said that tent is equal to no schedule, no pod will be deployed, but the pod will be deployed which has a toleration for that node. Are you getting my points? If you set the only tent no schedule, then no pod will be deployed. But if you set, okay, hey pod deploy only in this particular node and where is matching with this particular node, then it will schedule. Same condition with it, it's a void scheduling pod that do not tolerate this tent on the node, and here it will not be deployed. So here what you are saying, tent is for the node for notifying the scheduler whether it's a bad node or damaged node, and toleration means the toleration is for the pod, and pod will deploy to that particular node no matter whether tent is enabled or not. I repeat, pod, if you set the toleration to some condition, so pod will deploy to that node even though the tent is enabled if you have a toleration matching. Are you understanding, all of you? All of you? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so now how do we create a, how do we tell me?
Yeah, Raj, we can continue. We can continue.
Yeah. So the how do you create a tents? Simple command is very simple. Kubernetes,
So
kubectl.
so Rajesh, what will be the use case for this tent? Because like if we prefer not to execute here,
So
instead of
what happens?
yeah.
Use cases will be something like this. See, sometime what happens? You will be as an admin, you will be doing maintenance, and you will realize that there's some node which is not in a good health. Okay, so what you will have, what you will do? Now you want to make sure that I don't want to impact the application performance and all because of some reason. So you will mark that node as a tent with this one schedule, no schedule, or whatever I showed you, three options, no execute. Okay, so you will mark this. Now normally scheduler will not schedule that any pod to the tented node, it will not. But you know what will happen, sometime no, the pod will run only in a certain configuration which matched with a tented node. Tented node is a damaged node, not a fully dysfunctional. Okay, so sometimes you have a pod where you need that machine. Okay, so here what we are saying, pod toleration you are setting up. Hey, okay, so the pod toleration to this node, and even though if it is tented, it will go and deploy. That's what I was putting in a very simple way. You are saying, hey, do not come, but I am saying I will come only to you because I've been, I will tolerate you. You saying don't come, but I'm saying I will tolerate you. That means I will come. Understanding?
Okay, because that will require the configurations which are there on that port only, which is tented port, right?
Right. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So now, how do we set this tenting? Whether it's a no schedule, prefer no schedule or no execute. Simple command, guys. This is not a very difficult thing. Here you see, you set the no schedule hyphen, and after that you can see the nodes, describe the nodes and all. So this is a no schedule. This is the no schedule. These are the commands. How do we untent it? So how do we you want to do the mass tenting? So using that, see, tent node which is label matching with this particular, this is mass tenting. Okay, multiple nodes will be tented like this. See here, prefer no schedule, and so on. Now after this is the tenting. After that you have to inspect that node. How do you inspect all this command and all, you know that. and you try to deploy some nodes in the pod, I mean that pod into the node, and you see that it will not be deployed. Now toleration I want to show you. So here tent command, and here there is a last command which is okay. I want to tell you one thing, which is, please understand that very simple things, but it's very important. Tell me the difference between these two commands, all of you. Hello. So guess it, just guess it. So here you are tenting and enabled, and here you are removing the tent. Removing the tent means none. Are you understanding, all of you? This hyphen sign have some certain significance, so please remember that, all of you. So this you are enabling the tenting with the no scheduling, this you are removing that no scheduling tent. So please remember that. And now how do we untent it? So this you know that here, and this is the way to tent. Now the toleration I want to show you. So the code which I said tolerations is here. I just want to show you the code. You can check this later. Look at this here. See here, this image is very good actually. Let me explain it first, and then I'll show the code. See here. So here you are informing. See, node. What you did? You have a node and you tented it. What with no schedule. That means this node should not be having any pod deployed. Agree with me, all of you?
Yes, sir.
Now what you are
Yes,
doing,
yes.
and here what you are doing, you have a pod spec, and here you are setting up toleration. Guys, I'm getting a little bit screen pause. I don't know whether you are experiencing or it's
Yeah,
okay
it's
for everyone.
flickering. Yeah.
Yeah, for me it also. Yeah. So here you see that pod spec. What you did, you set the toleration field, and what you are saying, hey, this pod can be deployed where it can be tolerating the node where the key is equal to this operator equal to key is equal to value this, and effect no schedule. That means here you see what is happening. Value 1 is it matching? Not matching.
No.
No schedule. It's matching, but it will not get deployed to this node. This scheduler will not deploy this port to this node. It will get deployed to this node. You see that where is a key equal to value 2 and a no schedule. So here this is called toleration setup. Are you understanding, all of you? All of you. Hello.
Yeah, we are able to understand.
Yeah. So here, how do we set the toleration? Look at this here. What do you want? Pod, spec, containers, this one, and tolerating where the key is equal to this. Operators exist means this key should exist with the value no schedule. So any node where you're tagged, you're labeled with this one and the no schedule, this pod can tolerate that node. So this is all the story all about tent versus toleration. Tent, I repeat, you set it to the node. Toleration, you set it to the pod. And remember that tented node will not be scheduled by scheduler. Any pods will not be scheduled by the scheduler until that pod is tolerating that node. So I hope you should have got it, and that's the reason. This is again, you please read it, this statement. No schedule means pod that do not tolerate this tent are not scheduled on this node. Prefer and no execute. Okay, any questions so far? Okay, so remember that, guys, these are the very important commands.
Can you please showcase the diagram again for
Yeah.
this?
You have a two node, one with the key value 1, no schedule, another node with the key value 2, no schedule. So the moment here toleration is happening, Kubernetes scheduler will schedule the pod where it's matching. So So that means both node is saying, hey, please do not come. Both node is coming, do not schedule, no schedule. But this pod is saying, hey, I will tolerate you if you match this parameter. That means key and value
O-
and effect. Get it?
Okay. Yeah. So that's why it has gone to the node where key is equal to value 2 because it has setting as
Toleration.
toleration. Okay.
Toleration. Like that.
Okay. Got it.
Okay, guys. So these are the very important, topics for you. You have to practice it, and remember top metric server. I showed you codon, uncodon, drain, and tent. All these are very simple concept, but you need to put it up in this way, in the right use cases. One more thing, guys. This is a very good for troubleshooting also. You know what? Sometimes you deploy application and you'll see that this is pending or it's not running or it's not ready. So all the commands wise you know that, but they will tell you sometime, hey, there is a 4 nodes is available, but no, this pod cannot tolerate this. There is a this the 4 nodes is available, but tenting is enabled. Now you understand the tenting, toleration, this cordon, uncordon. So these keywords you understand. So when you describe the pod and when you see the error, you can correlate what was the problem. Getting my points?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, so this is the day for us. Now I'll let you practice it, and then
Yeah. Rajesh,
next
also
class.
can you please showcase where all the recordings are so that we can actually go through? I missed one
Yeah,
and a
sure.
half
Okay.
classes. Yeah.
Yeah.